Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another session of this course on Islamic inheritance law, in which we shall be looking at the inheritance share of the agnatic granddaughter. Let's start off with text from the Sirajiyya. وَبَنَاتِ الْإِبْنِ كَبَنَاتِ الصَّلْبِ وَلَهُنَّ أَحْوَالٌ سِتٌّ النصف للواحدة والثلثان للاثنتين فصاعدة عند عدم بنات الصلب ولهن السدس مع الواحدة الصلبية تكملة للثلثين ولا يرثن مع الصلبيتين إلا أن يكون بحذائهن أو أسفل منهن غلام فيعصبهن والباقي بينهم للذكر مثل حظ الأنثيين ويسقطن بالابن ولو ترك ثلاث بنات ابن بعضهن أسفل من بعض وثلث بنات ابن آخر بعضهن أسفل من بعض بهذه الصورة. The agnatic granddaughter has been added as a Quranic heir by the Muslim jurists by the juristic method of analogy known as qiyas. The agnatic granddaughter is the daughter through a son or a son's son, no matter how distant. In the absence of a daughter, the agnatic granddaughter inherits in a similar manner to the daughter. There are 6 possible scenarios for the agnatic granddaughter. 1. The share assigned to one agnatic daughter is 1/2. 2. The share assigned to 2 or more agnatic granddaughters is 2/3 divided equally amongst them. 3. In the presence of an agnatic grandson, however low the agnatic granddaughter inherits as a residuary heir through tazub. When the agnatic granddaughter inherits as a residuary, usbat b'ghayriha, her share is half that of an agnatic grandson. 4. In the presence of one daughter, the agnatic granddaughters of equal degree inherit 1/6 equally. So the total collective share assigned to the daughter and agnatic granddaughters is 2/3. 5. The agnatic granddaughter is totally excluded by the presence of 2 or more daughters unless she is agnatised by an agnatic grandson. 6. The agnatic granddaughter is totally excluded by the presence of a son or agnatic grandson of a higher degree. We shall now look at some examples to illustrate the inheritance of the agnatic granddaughter. In this example, a man dies, leaving behind a daughter through a son and a full brother, and an estate worth £24,000. In this case, the agnatic granddaughter will inherit her Quranic share of 1/2 of the estate, equivalent to £12,000. The full brother, as residuary heir, will inherit the remaining 1/2 as residuary heir, equivalent to £1,200. In this example, a man dies, leaving behind 4 granddaughters through sons and a full brother as the only heirs, and an estate worth £24,000. He has no debts and no bequests. In this case, the 4 granddaughters will together inherit 2/3 of the estate as Quranic heirs to be divided equally amongst them. The remaining 1/3 will be inherited by the full brother as a residuary heir. So the 4 granddaughters get £16,000, which is £4,000 each, and the full brother gets £8,000. In this example, the heirs are 2 daughters, 1 granddaughter through a son, and a great-grandson through a son. That is, a son of a son. The 2 daughters inherit 2/3 of the estate as Quranic heirs. The granddaughter would not normally inherit anything in the presence of 2 or more daughters. However, since there is an agnatic grandson, he converts the agnatic granddaughters into residuary heirs, even though he is of a lower degree on the family tree. This is an extension of the principle of tasib, thereby allowing a male of lower degree to convert a female of a higher degree into a residuary. This was the majority view of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In this example, the great-grandson is referred to as Al-Qarib al-Mubarak, the lucky kinsman or the blessed relative. Of the remaining residual estate of 1/3, the great-grandson is assigned 2 portions, and the granddaughter 1 portion. The 1/3 residual estate is therefore divided into 3 portions, each portion being 1/9 of the original estate. The great-grandson gets 2/9 and the granddaughter 1/9. In these examples, one daughter inherits with agnatic granddaughters. The total collective Quranic share of a daughter plus agnatic granddaughters is 2/3. In the first example, the heirs are one daughter, 4 agnatic granddaughters, and a full brother. The daughter inherits her Quranic share of 1/2. The 4 agnatic granddaughters together inherit 1/6, making a total of 2/3. The remaining 1/3 is inherited by the full brother as residuary heir. In the second example, the heirs are one daughter, 4 agnatic great-great-granddaughters, and a full brother. The daughter inherits her Quranic share of 1/2. The 4 agnatic great-great-granddaughters together inherit 1/6, making a total of 2/3. The remaining 1/3 is inherited by the full brother as residuary heir. In this example, a man dies leaving behind 2 daughters, an agnatic granddaughter, and a full brother as potential heirs, with an estate worth £24,000. He has no debts and no bequests. The total collective Quranic share assigned to the daughters and agnatic granddaughters is 2/3. In this case, the 2 daughters inherit 2/3, so there is nothing left for the agnatic granddaughters. 2 or more daughters effectively exclude all granddaughters. The full brother inherits the remaining 1/3 of the estate as residuary heir. In these examples, we have the agnatic granddaughter inheriting with a son or agnatic grandson of higher degree. In the first example, the only heirs are a son and agnatic granddaughter. The son being of higher degrees totally excludes the granddaughter and inherits the whole estate. In the second example, the only heirs are an agnatic grandson, meaning a son's son, and an agnatic great-granddaughter, meaning a son's son's daughter. The grandson, being of a higher degree, totally excludes the great-granddaughter and inherits the whole estate. That completes the 6 scenarios regarding inheritance of the agnatic granddaughter and another session of this course. This brings us to the end of this session. Insha'Allah, see you in the next one.